Salut les malpensants. Inquiétez-vous, l'Amérique est en passe de devenir le dernier pays au monde à essayer le socialisme. Qui l'eût cru? Dans cette vidéo, entièrement sous-titrée en français, nous allons voir le président américain Donald Trump tacler tous les tenants du politiquement correct qui se mettent en travers de son chemin pour l'empêcher d'être réélu. Il expose la corruption du camp de Joe Biden avec les affaires concernant son fils Hunter, revient sur l'affaire Hillary Clinton, anticipe les manœuvres de Kamala Harris et Nancy Pelosi pour s'emparer du pouvoir une fois Biden élu, dénonce les manœuvres sur le vote anticipé dans la circonscription d'Ilhan Omar et revient sur la presse mainstream qui ne traite pas les informations sensibles sur Joe Biden. Si vous avez des questions sur les événements auxquels Donald Trump fait allusion dans son discours, demandez en commentaire et nous répondrons.
There's a lot of people here. Look at that. Wow. A lot of people. I wish the cameras would show it. They never show it, right? They never show it. They show me. And you know what happens over my shoulders? About 3 or 4 people. 3 or 4. They're always complaining, oh, I don't see masks. I mean, there's a lot of masks on. A lot of masks. Now, they're corrupt people, but Joe Biden is from a failed and corrupt political class that enriched itself while draining the economic life and soul from our country. Guy's been here for 47 years. Isn't it amazing? I do something, he says, oh, I would have done it. He's been here for 47 years. Now, all of a sudden, he says, oh, we should have done this. When I closed and put a ban on China coming in heavily infected, I saved thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of lives. He said I was xenophobic, I shouldn't have done it. Months later, he agreed it was the right thing to do. Now he goes out, I should have done it sooner. And yet he didn't want me to do it months later. These people, I don't know how they get away with it. You know why? Because those people are more corrupt than anybody. They don't even ask him. They don't even ask him. For the last 47 years, they shipped away your jobs, shut down your factories, let drugs pour into our country and all over our great communities, and they ravaged our cities while sacrificing American blood and treasure in endless, ridiculous foreign wars in countries that you never even heard of. By the way, they're all coming back. They've been coming back. People don't like to hear it. People don't like to report it. They're coming back rapidly. He's a servant of the wealthy donors, globalists, and special interests who got rich bleeding America dry and putting America last. As your president, I could have been the greatest fundraiser of all time. You know, you see these numbers that they raised 300 million. You know why? When they raise money, that's a deal. They're making deals. I would be the single greatest fundraiser in history. I'll call up the head of Goldman Sachs. I'll call up the head of all these Wall Street guys. Most of them I know or know enough about. I know them all. I know them. I know too much. And I could call up, listen, do me a favor. Would you give 10 million to my campaign? Yes, Mr. President. Would you give 20 million to yes? But you know, when you do that, you don't have to say anything. When they call you in 3 months and they say, we need help with this or that, it's, you know, very hard. Like sort of almost morally, they did for you and you did for them. It doesn't have to be a deal or a quid pro quo like he had, right? Like he had with the $1 billion to get his son out of problems with the prosecutor, right? And they never ask him about that either. But I would be the greatest fundraiser of all time, but I don't like to do that because it puts us at a disadvantage, and we never want to be at a disadvantage. So easy though, think of it. The president calls, he'll give me whatever the hell I want. In 2016, you voted to fire this corrupt and decrepit political establishment, and you elected an outsider as president who is finally putting America first. Joe Biden is, and always has been, a corrupt politician. He always has been. And as far as I'm concerned, the Biden family is a criminal enterprise. It really is. Look at what's going on. It's a criminal. You know, I don't know what's going on with the Democrats, a very powerful party, but it's not the Democrats. It's the Democrats plus the fake news media. And then it's also including big tech. Okay? Here it is. It's me. I'm all you have between your Second Amendment and chaos and all the problems. It's me. I'm all you have. And the Republicans, I love the Republicans, and we have some great, but they have to learn to stick together better. You know, we have some stupid people. You know, we have some stupid people. Some of them are gone. Flake, Corker, they're gone. But now we have this guy Sass, wants to make a statement. Little Ben Sass. The Republicans have to stick together better. You don't see that. One thing I respect about the Democrats, they stick together. You know what? They have lousy policy. They want open borders. They want sanctuary cities. They want a lot. They want to raise your tax. They want to quadruple your taxes. But the one thing is, they stick together. The Republicans have to learn. They got to stick together. I don't know. And by the way, it's been that way for decades. I don't know what the hell is in the blood. Could you explain that to me, please, Michael? Huh? What the hell is going on? It's been that way for many decades. I don't know. There's always a few. They want to make a statement. It's just a bunch of wimps. Very interesting. No, I love them. They've been great. Hey, look, on the impeachment hoax, I couldn't do better. The 197-0 in the House, Republicans. And we even had the Democrat or two come and join us, right? That was an impeachment over a telephone call that was perfect. Other than that, think of that. But 197-0, and with the Senate, 52.5 to a half. Who was the half? I can't think of it. Oh, Biden couldn't think. He couldn't remember the name, right? He couldn't remember the name. Look, the guy from, I think he was the governor. I'm not sure. Or now what? Is he a senator now? Yeah. What's his name? Mitt Romney. That's right. Oh, that's. He didn't remember Mitt, which I thought was insulting to Mitt Romney. I wouldn't insult Mitt Romney that way. Okay. But Biden couldn't remember his name. They've only known each other for about 35 years. Now, Biden is gone. Let's not kid ourselves. We want to be nice. Biden is gonzo. Can you imagine having Kamala? Most liberal member of Congress. The most liberal member of Congress. And I think that whole thing, that's why Nancy Pelosi is talking about the 25th Amendment. That's the real reason. They want to get him the hell out. The Bidens make crooked Hillary Clinton look like an absolute amateur. It's true. And she's pretty bad. And I do want to hear from law enforcement, why aren't they looking at, maybe they are, and I hope they are. I try and stay out of it because I'm trying very hard to be so right down the middle. But why aren't they looking at the fact that she got a subpoena from the United States Congress for 33,000 emails, and she deleted every single one of them and then acid washed them. And then she pounded her telephones with a hammer. I've gotten rid of cell phones, and I throw them away, Now I throw them into the Secret Service, okay? I give them back. But before this, I throw them away, I get a new one, right? She pounded the crap out of them with a hammer. How many people have gotten rid of your cell phones and pounded them to death with a hammer? So I just want to know, why aren't they looking at that? Why aren't they looking at that? Why aren't they looking at Ilhan Omar? But the biggest of them all is Joe. He's corrupt. And they found the laptop. You know what they call that? The laptop from hell. That is a laptop. That's a laptop from hell. Let's see what happens with it. Let's see what happens with it. So a giant trove of emails show Hunter Biden making deals, setting up meetings with his father, Joe, and using the office of the vice president for a for-profit cash machine. That's what it is. This guy's a vacuum cleaner. He follows his father around and takes millions, hundreds of millions, and billions of dollars out of these countries. I mean, that is so dishonest. That's so crooked. He is, no, I call him the human vacuum cleaner, right? You know those things on television? He's better than any one of them. Joe Biden said he knew nothing, but he lied because I'm telling you, this laptop is a disaster. The fake news and big tech don't want to write about it, though. They don't want anything to do with it. And they punish. And thank you to the New York Post. It's unbelievable what they're doing. You know, it's the 5th or 4th largest newspaper, so you'd call it the mainstream, not the lamestream, but the mainstream media. But it's I guess the 4th largest. It's the oldest newspaper in the U.S. I think it was Alexander Hamilton founded it, right? And they should be very proud of what they're doing, because the New York Times refuses to write about it. And the fake Washington Post, which is a total fake, you know, that's a lobbyist for Bezos and the group, okay, for Amazon. But he calls it the lobbyist. He must call it that. I call it the lobbyist, okay? You own the Washington Post, you have a little power. It's a free lobbyist. Although it's probably not a free one. It probably costs him a fortune. But it gives him what he needs. But it's fake. And if you look at NBC and MSDNC, right? And if you look at ABC, how about Stephanopoulos the other day? Right? You know, he interviewed me 2 weeks ago. He gave me a tough interview, but I didn't consider it unfair, although it turned out the audience was stacked against me, you know. There were some Trump people and some Biden people and some, well, no, it didn't work out that way, did it? And actually, they were very nice, right? The one woman said how handsome I was. You know, the one woman, no, it's true. I'd rather have that. I'd rather have that than have her say, you're a wonderful politician. The hell with that. I'd rather have her say, what's better than that, right, Michael? You're so handsome. You have such a great smile. But see, here's what happened with her. She was so nice, but she was supposed to be like, I think, a former Hillary supporter. But the way she said it to me, it was so nice. And then, after the show, and she said it, right? Did anyone see that? It was so lovely. And then after the show, she went rogue. I wouldn't vote for him. In other words, they said, wait a minute, this isn't the deal here. What are you doing? I'm sure that the Democrats, together with their partner, ABC Television Network, said, what the hell happened with her? That's a terrible thing that she did. So I'm sure they hit her very hard, and she got back in line, okay? But I think hopefully her first statement was the statement she believed. He's a handsome man. See now, the fake news will say, President Trump went on a rant talking about how handsome he is. They don't understand. He went on a rant. It was a terrible thing. We don't think he's handsome. Actually, they think I must be the most unattractive human being they've ever seen. Except what they don't realize is without me, they will have ratings that will nosedive. They'll go out of business, every one of them. Right? Right? You know, I'm making this speech a little bit longer, then I'm looking at this crazy Nevada sun, and I'm sitting here with his white skin. But who the hell cares if I get a little sunburn, right? They don't want to write about or report on this scandal because they want Biden to win. You know, I've always said, in the end, they're going to all endorse me. Because if Biden wins, they're out of business. This is the most boring human being I've ever seen.
Voilà, vous avez aimé cette vidéo, n'hésitez pas à laisser un pouce en l'air. Pour soutenir la malpensance, vous pouvez vous abonner et activer les notifications. En attendant, restez libre et méditez sur cette citation de George Orwell. Un peuple qui élit des corrompus, des renégats, des imposteurs, des voleurs et des traîtres n'est pas victime, il est complice.